3.3. Middle of the page. You have read the book, Goldstein's book, or parts of it at least. Did it tell you anything that you did not already know? You have read it? I wrote it. That is to say, I collaborated in writing. No book is produced individually, as you know. Is it true what it says? Well, yeah, you already know what's in there. But think about this. The party can control what other potential brotherhood candidates, what they believe and witness. It's just like, even though Winston thought that he was free and living his wonderful life in the apartment, he was really being controlled by the party, wasn't he? They were allowing him to do that. They were monitoring him. They knew exactly what he was up to the whole time, and they kept an eye on him. And so the party was still in control. And here the party is able to control even, the dissidents of the party who want to reach out to the brotherhood and look at this, I keep calling it the Bible, but the book, the brotherhood book. Okay? And through whatever word choice they want, they can help create some sort of sense of illusion and control what the dissidents think. And it's very, very strong. Very bottom of 262 and up to 263, we're back to being interrogated and so on. He says that you are ruling over us for our own good, he said feebly. You believe that human beings are not fit to govern themselves, and therefore, he started and almost cried out. A pang of pain had shot through his body. That was stupid, Winston. Stupid. You should know better than to say a thing like that. Doesn't it sound like it's one of those answers that somebody in power would ultimately want? We're just weak, feeble humans. We need you to control us. We need you to look out for our own well-being so that we don't hurt ourselves. That's a stupid answer, Winston. I'm disappointed in you. You have such a unique mind, and you give me an answer like that? That's a stupid thing to say. Now, I will tell you the answer to my question. It is this. The party seeks power entirely for its own sake. We are not interested in the good of others. We are interested solely in power, not wealth or luxury. We are different from all the oligarchies of the past in that we know what we are doing. Oligarchies are ruled by few people because they are the minority, but they're ruling. Okay, few people. We know that no one ever seizes power with the intention of relinquishing it. Power is not a means, it is an end. One does not establish a dictatorship in order to safeguard a revolution. One makes the revolution in order to establish the dictatorship. Make sure you understand those phrases and those words. Bottom of 265. I'm going to kind of speed up a little bit. Winston comes back to the fact that you cannot control everything, O'Brien. The party can't control. You can't control the stars. You can't control the physical things. The stars, you can't reach out to space to control that. O'Brien goes, no, we can control something much better. We can control your mind. We can control how you perceive those stars. If you look on the bottom of 265, what are the stars? They're bits of fire a few kilometers away. We could reach them if we wanted to, or we could blot them out. The earth is the center of the universe. The sun and the stars go around it. You see how those phrases, we know that earth isn't the center. But if we teach that, if we change the books, if we tell you that, you would have no idea that it was anything other than that. So we can control that. Are you seeing it? I know that there's tons of mind games happening throughout the whole book, but especially here where things are being explained. And things are, stuff we already knew are being amped up 4 and 5 and 6 levels. And you're getting the party's words, word for word, what the party truly believes. Not just what Winston perceives it to be. 266, the real power, towards the bottom. The power we have to fight for night and day is not power over things, but over men. How does one man assert his power over another, Winston? Winston thought. By making him suffer, he said. Exactly. By making him suffer. Obedience is not enough. Unless he is suffering, how can you be sure that he is obeying your will and not his own? Power is in inflicting pain and humiliation. Power is in tearing human minds to pieces and putting them together again in new shapes, here's the key, of your own choosing. So you're building up and creating those well, almost like robots. You're creating those individuals and so on. The last little bit that I want to really hit on is on 269. Winston still holds out hope. I don't know, I don't care. Somehow you will fail. Something will defeat you. Life will defeat you. But we control life, Winston, at all levels. Okay, well, on 270 then. Okay, well then what is it? This principle that will defeat us. I don't know. The spirit of man. Oh, and do you consider yourself a man? Yes. If you are a man, Winston, you are the last man. Your kind is extinct. We are the inheritors. Do you understand that you are alone? You are outside of history. You are non-existent. And you consider yourself morally superior to us with our lies and our cruelty? Yes, I consider myself superior. O'Brien did not speak. Two other voices were speaking. After a moment, Winston recognized one of them as his own. It was the soundtrack of the conversation he had with O'Brien on the night when he had enrolled himself in the Brotherhood. Do you remember that? Okay, that time where it was O'Brien went through it just like it was a catechism, like a routine. And he heard himself promising to lie, to steal, to forge, to murder, to discourage drug taking and throw stuff in the baby's face or in child's face. Wow, you're the last man and you were willing to do all of that? What does that say about that spirit of man that you were just talking about? Okay, get up from the bed. The bonds had loosened themselves. Winston lowered himself to the floor and stood up unsteadily. You are the last man. You are the guardian of the human spirit. You shall see yourself as you are. Take off your clothes. As he slid them to the ground, the next page, he saw that there was a three-sided mirror at the far end of the room. He approached it, then stopped short. An involuntary cry had broken out of him. Go on. Stand between the wings of the mirror. You shall see the side view as well. He had stopped because he was frightened. A bowed, gray-colored, skeleton-like thing was coming towards him. Look at the next page, 272. You are rotting away. You are falling to pieces. What are you, a bag of filth? Now turn around and look into that mirror again. Do you see that thing facing you? Here we go. That's the last man. Think about, what does the party have to fear from you, Winston? Look at you. You're the last man. You're alone. Look at you. You think you're better than us and stronger? Look at you in the mirror. And Winston's horrified by it. Look at how weak and broken and feeble he is. Oh yeah, you're going to go lead the charge in the revolution? Be my guest. You're the last man. Totally taking out all of the steam and all of the wind out of Winston. All of his thoughts and feelings about humanity. They're just whittling and whittling away. It will not last forever. You can escape from it whenever you choose. Everything depends on you. You did it. You reduced me to this state. No, Winston, you reduced yourself. You reduced yourself. Can you think of a single degradation that has not happened to you? Can you think of anything that we haven't done to you? Winston had stopped weeping, though the tears were still oozing out of his eyes. He looked up at O'Brien. I have not betrayed Julia. O'Brien looked down at him thoughtfully. No, he said. No, that is perfectly true. You have not betrayed Julia. On 274, he did this in a sense of pride, like, you still haven't broken me completely. And O'Brien, he notices that. And he almost gives him a little bit of credit that he's held out that long. You're tough. You've always intrigued me. I've said it all along. Your mind has intrigued me. Right around the middle there. And yet, in the sense in which he intended the word, he had not betrayed her. He had not stopped loving her. His feeling toward her had remained the same. O'Brien had seen what he meant without the need for explanation. Tell me, how soon will they shoot me? It might be a long time. You're a difficult case. But don't give up hope. Everything is cured sooner or later. In the end, we shall shoot you. Okay? So not a very exciting conclusion to that, the answer. But there is some sort of connection between O'Brien and Winston that we've seen, okay, mostly through Winston's mind, but we do see it here, as well as through O'Brien's acknowledgement that Winston has held out. 3.4 is much quicker. The main thing is time has passed. Winston has been fed. The beatings are much, much less frequent. O'Brien had said somewhere, where are my notes? That reintegration is a three-pronged step, something like that. I'm going to have to find that.
Right at the beginning
Of 2:4? I don't find it. You got a page?
No.
Okay. It's in here somewhere, but it was talking about you have to learn it, relearn it, and you have to understand it and accept it. And we're in the steps now where he's trying. He's really trying. He's scribbling on page 277, freedom is slavery, 2 and 2 make 5. He's scribbling all these, and he's really trying. He's really, really trying hard. It's trying hard. You know, and they're feeding him well. He's putting on weight. Things are going well. Okay, I'm getting cured. Things are going fine. But then out of the blue on 280, suddenly he started up with a shock of horror. The sweat broke out on his backbone. He had heard himself cry aloud, Julia, 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 my love, Julia. So instantly taking step back, step back, step back from all of that success that he was having. And remember, he's being watched all the time. Telescreens. So he's like, oh, crap, they're going to find out about that. That's not going to be good. Yeah, in another moment, he'd hear the tramp of boots outside. They could not let such an outburst go unpunished. And so he has this new fight within him. I haven't betrayed Julia. I'm still the same Winston. I can't be broken. I can't do it. I will never betray her. 282, this is a very emotional scene, very short. O'Brien comes in, get up, come here. Winston stood opposite him. O'Brien took Winston's shoulders between his strong hands and looked at him closely. You have had thoughts of deceiving me. That was stupid. Stand up straighter, look me in the face. You are improving. Intellectually, there is very little wrong with you. It is only emotionally that you have failed to make progress. Tell me, Winston, and remember, no lies. You know what I am always able to detect a lie. Tell me, what are your true feelings toward Big Brother? I hate him. You hate him. Good. Then the time has come for you to take the last step. You must love Big Brother. It is not enough to obey him, because Winston's been obeying him. You must love him. And right now you hate him. So we need to break you down and relearn you that final lesson. He released Winston with a little push towards the guards. My favorite line of the entire book, that first time reading it. Room 101. I want to know what's in 101. Anybody that actually read this far, did you honestly put the book down?
No.
If you did, shame on you. You want to know what's in room 101? Winston wants to know. I want to know. Some guy was going to off his whole family and not complain about it. He offered so that he doesn't have to go, I want to know what's in 101. Because they say, Winston, you already know. Winston's like, I don't know. The reader's like, man, I don't know. But it's going to be good. Okay? And those that have read it, you know. Okay? You know that Winston should be worried about that room. Okay?